Hey, what's up, everybody? So I am here today with Stephan, one of my clients, who actually is a grower and a caregiver in the marijuana industry. And Stephan came to me when he was looking to design a new service, a new high-ticket service for his marijuana industry business with the new regulations that were happening in Michigan. Stephan's also from Michigan. You're from the Detroit area, correct, Stephan?
I am originally from Saginaw, but I'm Detroiter now.
Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, thanks for joining us today. Stefan, why don't you give us tell us a little bit about your background and your business.
So I've been in the industry for about 3 years now. I started looking at it early on when I discovered that anybody could become a caregiver in Michigan as long as they found people who were patients. And so once I was able to learn that, it was fairly easy to become a caregiver and then gain patience and then start growing. So once I started growing, um, I started thinking about developing a business further on, and that kind of got me to this point.
Cool, cool. So tell us a little bit about what was your life like before we started working together, before I started working with and coaching you in your business.
It was hectic, still hectic, but working through things. Um, my focus was not where it should have been. I was trying to take on a lot more things that I could handle, and I realized that I wasn't being as effective as I could be. But that realization kind of came through working with you, figuring out that certain things that I need to put down and maybe wait on later, and certain things I can focus on and develop a really powerful business out of. So yeah.
What were some of those things you were thinking about? Because, similar to a lot of other people who are thinking about getting a coach or looking at business that are millennials, one thing that's also on the table is going back to school to get an MBA.
Right. Yeah. So I was looking at a lot of aspects, just getting involved into additional roles at work, as well as taking on an additional degree, and what that would mean for me developing a business or developing another role at work, and working towards a certain goal that I'd like to make for my family, or to start developing a family. But those things would have been, and those things I've realized in time they are distracting. If I'm developing a business, there's certain things I need to focus on, and certain things I probably should, you know, let fall by the wayside. It's one of those things that, with me, was MBA. I got accepted into an MBA program, and um, deciding not to go because I'm developing a business and I'm right at the cusp of something pretty powerful, I'd say.
Oh, we would like to hear that. So we'll talk about what you're on the cusp of in a little bit.
All
But
right.
before we started working together, tell me or tell us, how long were you really looking to take it to that next level and really get some more direction in your business?
Um, yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna say, like I said, not too long ago, that I've been working on this probably for about 3 years. Um, and this is not the only idea that I had. As far as business goes, this is just one of the plethora. And even with those, what things are going to be the most impactful are some of the things, some of these traits, and some of the lessons that I've learned while working with you. Um, I've applied it overall to my, life and goals and work. So I realized that there are some things that I have to focus on. So um, the question, once again, just so I'm clear on it.
Oh, the question was,
Yeah,
how long were you in that state? How long were you
yeah.
looking to get help to move to that next level before we started working
So
together?
yeah, like I said, 3 years, and then we've been working together. 8 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, a little bit longer,
Yeah,
back and forth in communication because we have a relationship. And so yeah, it's been at least 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
working and developing and just cranking it out. Uh, yeah, probably about 2 years.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, get a system down and stick to the script, you know?
Yeah. And so you mentioned lessons, and in the coaching that I do, the business coaching I do with millennials, I really focus on two areas. That's the business, obviously, but it's also the mindset. So can you tell us a couple of the lessons that you learned in both of those areas, both the business side of things and the mindset, and how they play on each other?
Um, yeah, so I can think of um, one specific scenario, well, actually a couple of scenarios, but um, right now, as a person who's establishing my business, as a person who is of the mind, who is trying to get a certain focus or trying to achieve certain goals financially and in my future, um, with I'm a person, right? And I'm developing this business. And so if the person is out of whack, if my mindset is out of whack, then that's going to have an impact on my business. And that's one thing that I experienced and I learned that at certain points I do need to take and develop myself as a product almost. You want superior quality products that are going to operate at high efficiency so that way the impact that you have with me developing a business is going to be, you know, it's going to be amount to something, right? So yeah, with me as a business and me thinking as me as a person with a mindset, um, getting my mindset in order and in control and understanding what things impact me negatively and positively, then I can have a better impact on my business. And so that absolutely helps bounce back. Because if my business is a better place, I feel better about myself, about work better about my mindset and what I'm developing. So
Yeah, makes sense, right? It's
yeah,
just a cycle. One
works together.
feeds into the other, and they work together. And so, you've been putting in the work both in the business and with your mindset. And you mentioned earlier now you have some opportunities that are coming up. Won't you tell us a little bit about those opportunities that you have coming your way?
So I've been putting myself in the space, the social space, to be able to communicate about my experiences in the cannabis industry. And by putting myself in those social spaces and talking about just the things that I've been doing and the business that I'm trying to develop and developing, I've found quite a few people who wanted to move forward with and developing some sort of relationship in business, um, which is super cool because it's not something that at first I was focused on. It was more me as a grower, me as a caregiver and that systems cycle of developing. But now I have opportunities to potentially teach courses, work with people on workshops, um, work with them one on one to develop their own grow or to improve their own grow. And that's just another added on service and benefit that has kind of been found out. Hey, I'll take it, yeah.
Right, right. And you talked about the networking. Tell us a little bit about your process for, going out and networking with people and actually getting leads for your business.
So with networking, there's a couple of different ways to go about it, and some are just need to be improved upon. But there's digital networking and there's physical networking. And so with physical networking, I just talk about the experiences, and, lead them down to having a personal conversation, one-on-one, or a quick chat. And so what that will lead to is me developing something or working with them in helping to meet their needs, whatever their needs might be. So I had one individual approach me and said, "Hey, I have this issue. I have this space. What do you think about this?"
Mhm.
Um, Now that came from me just talking about me as a grower to him. So he contacted me later, and then we were able to, work with one another and talk to one another a couple of times. And I'm able to actually help him do something and design a better system than what he had originally in plan in mind. And yeah, so that
Yeah, so it sounds like you said physical and digital. So you have a physical presence where you're actually out talking to people one on one
yep.
in networking environments, but you're also, in addition to that, making sure that you're going out online to different forums, different groups, and making sure you're doing the same type of networking there. initially with the same goal of getting everybody on that quick chat that you mentioned and getting them to further down that funnel.
Yeah, the digital portion is one thing that I'm working on more and more, but the posts and the experiences that I have are relevant to developing experiences and allowing other people to see what my experiences are that I'm not in contact with or that I don't need. So it's important to make sure I'm having those conversations, because one of the things that's going to keep those questions coming and being able to work with people to help them solve their own needs.
Cool, cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So, tell us what made you decide to work with me over, any other business coach out there?
So me and you have some experiences and we share some common ties together. But the what helped out was just by talking to me and sharing your experiences in developing your business, um, and sharing some of the same traits and mindsets uh, made me more comfortable working with you. And then, yeah, the common factors of being a minority business leaders and individuals, I prefer to work, you know, with somebody I have some experiences or common factors with, and we shared a lot of common ties. So that's why I chose to work with you.
In full disclosure, I worked with Stefan, one of my first initial clients last year, and we did 8 weeks, and then he told me that he did not have a transformation. I was like, wait a minute, bro, we've been working, but we actually continued to work together, and I'm extremely proud of the work that Stefan has done, and he continues to put in the work, and has been one of my best clients, and continues to put in the work. So Stefan, thank you for your interview. Is there anything that you want to share with anyone looking to join the program?
Yes, you're gonna have questions, and uh, I had a lot of questions, and I was comfortable asking some of them, and not comfortable asking other ones. But just go ahead and ask. Ask those questions and get down to the core of what your issue is or what things that would hold you back from making a future commitment with this program. um, Ask the questions, and get answers. And if you're not going to even ask the questions, it's going to be difficult to develop something that's going to be accurate to what you need. um, so yeah, with the originally the 8 weeks and saying, hey man, I need to know what's going on, what happened. I don't really see it, but working forward and continue to work forward and talking to you, I realized that there was change, and yeah,
We
it's
just
been
had to shine up that transformation for you a little bit to let you see it. But
yeah, yeah,
that's part of the process. We all do work. I still do it, and I'm doing work today. And when we don't see initial results, we're like, what's going on? But as you've learned, and as we continue to put in that work, we have no choice but to see those compound interest returns come to us.
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So, Stefan, thanks again for the interview today. Do you want to let us know where we can find out more information about you, about your products, and your services?
Yeah, so one of the main ways I'm using to communicate or share my experiences is just Instagram, and I use Madgrass Collective, all one word, no spaces, so commas, anything like that. At Madgrass Collectives, you'll see the work that I've been doing and get a feel for everything that I have been doing with my experiences. And so, um, again, the experiences and doing the work is really what's the important part of developing businesses. So let the work speak for itself. You find me at Mac Grass Collectives, and
And should they, if they want to reach out to you about your service, should they message you there as well on
yeah,
Instagram or email, or is Instagram the best?
Instagram's going to be the best.
Okay.
Right.
And
So
that's at
Instagram
Madgrass on Instagram,
at Mad Grass Collective.
at Madgrass Collective.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right, Stefan. Well, thank you for your time today. And thank you guys for watching.